Dave, today we're joined by a true Chicago icon. He served as the Secretary of State of Illinois from 1999 to 2023. He was the longest-serving official in that role in state history, believe it or not. He spent years as a public school teacher. You've got more. What else?
And he's the founder of Chicago's most recognizable tumbling team. I think you could not have gone to a sporting event in the 90s or the early 2000s without his tumbling group being there.
Yeah, that's true. They're still around, too. So we're excited to speak to him because right now it is time for Minutia Men Celebrity Interview.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is the Minutia Men Celebrity Interview with Rick and Dave.
And here he is, Jesse White. How are you, Jesse?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
We're doing good. You know, this is a big thrill for us. We're going to get into your political career in a second, but I wanted to tell you first that I wrote a book called Every Cub Ever about all the Chicago Cubs, and I wanted to talk to you about a speedy young outfielder who played in the minors with the Cubs in the late 50s and early 60s. He didn't hit a lot of homers. He stole a lot of bases. He came this close to making it to the big leagues. I'm talking about Jesse White, the baseball player. Have you ever heard of him?
Yes, I have. What a guy.
Tell me about that. I mean, you were in the minors with the Cubs for quite a while.
You're absolutely correct. I'm from a town called Alton, Illinois, and I moved to Chicago from the near north side. I went to Walnut High School, which is now Lincoln Park Academy. I played baseball, basketball, and I played drums in the band orchestra. And then I signed a contract for the Chicago Cubs. And 4 days before going to spring training, I was drafted into the Army. Oh. So instead of going to spring training, I ended up going to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And then I decided I want to learn how to jump out of an airplane. So they shipped me to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, where I went to jump school, did 35 jumps, played baseball, basketball, and jumped out of an airplane. And then later on, I decided that I wanted to get into the political arena and ran for state representative under the leadership of George Dunn, the longest-serving president of the Cook County Board in the history of the county of Cook. And then from there, Cook County Recorder of Deeds and state representative, and then Secretary of State.
Wow.
Of course, now I'm the coach and founder of the Jesse White Tumblers team. Period of 67 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you founded the Tumblers during your baseball career, didn't you?
Well, yes, but I was teaching school during the off season, and then during the baseball season, I played baseball. And I still work. And when I was teaching school during the day, Park District at night, and then Jesse White Tumblers team.
Wow. So, baseball, I know that you have to kind of toe a middle ground, Cubs or Sox, Jesse. Which were you're more of a Cub fan, Sox fan?
I like both of them. I like both.
Very politically correct there, Jesse. Appreciate that answer.
Don't forget the Bulls.
Yeah, right.
Well,
and the Blackhawks.
Yeah. So when you look back, especially as your time as Secretary of State, what decision or initiative are you perhaps most proud of that many people might not even know came from your office? Is there anything that that you're, again, like I said, especially proud of?
Well, two things in particular. And one was the service that we provided within the office. If you were a senior citizen, pregnant, disabled, or veteran, you would not have to take an appointment in order to get the services that you really needed and deserved. Mm-hmm. And so we would allow you to come in unannounced and get the service that you desired. Now you have to make an appointment. Then I was deeply involved with the Organization Donor Program, where individuals would sign up to become a part of the Organization Donor Program. And I always asked that when you're alive and well, give blood. When you're no longer here, give organs. And when you've done those two things, you will have made a positive impact on society, considering the fact that one person can provide life or improve the quality of life for 25 individuals. And then, of course, I had a great work relationship with the people who were seeking services with the Secretary of State's office, and I had a great working relationship with my employees. And then, of course, the roads became safer because of my involvement with that program.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were there for quite a while. Yeah, my son actually now works for the DMV, for the Secretary of State office.
And my daughter actually has a driver's license, which I'm not 100% sure she should be having. So, stay away. You know how you say roads are safer? Stay away from my daughter is what I'm saying.
You know, your signature is on millions of driver's licenses. Do you ever feel like it's your fault when the people have all these terrible pictures on there?
Yeah, you need better photographers there, Jesse. What are they talking there?
I don't take responsibility for that.
Let's go back to the Jesse White Tumblers a little bit. It had such a wonderful impact on so many young Chicagoans. Tell us a little bit about the origin and any stories from there, because like I said, you could not go to a sporting event in Chicago without seeing. Yeah,
especially the Bulls. I remember I was always at the Chicago Bulls,
and it was just amazing to me watching it. Just talk to us about a little bit about the Tumblers.
Well, while I was a state lawmaker, I taught school during the day, worked for the park district at night, and my park supervisor asked me to put on a gym show, and I put on the show, and it was so successful that I said to the parents, we enjoyed a wonderful run with the tumbling team at the gym show. That's it. So they said, no, the kids are inspired by performing for the various audiences across the state of Illinois, and we would like to know if you would continue. I said, well, let me think about it. So I said, well, okay, I'll do it this year. And then I kept saying I'll do it the next year. And finally, here we are, 67 years later.
Wow. Amazing.
We've had over 17,000 young people to come through the program. Well, we have about 170 right now as we speak. And these kids have to be in school on time every day and have one aim in mind, that's to get the best education possible. No drinking, smoking, or jumping out of school, or just like anyone because of race, creed, or color. That's this card deck can play that card and yet remain a part of our program. And when the report card period is upon us, these young people have to turn the report card in. If the grades fall below par, like a C average, then they have to take part in our tutoring program.
That's
so
fantastic.
we want to be the TP, the total package.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of a tumbling group for, I don't know, late middle age guys like us?
Could go back and get some of those original kids that are 67 years old now.
Yeah, right, exactly. We could be, yeah.
I think we could do it.
Let me think about that.
Okay.
All right. You have spent your life in public service, and public service is a noble thing to do. But I don't know if you've noticed that in politics over the past few years, the whole impression of public service has changed. Some people don't really understand the value of it anymore. Can you explain what it is about public service that attracted you and why you think it's a noble effort?
Well, a fellow by the name of George Dunn, who was the former president of the Cook County Board, asked me one day if I would consider running for state representative. And I said, Mr. President, I enjoy knocking on doors, circulating petitions, but I don't think I would do very well being an elected official. So he said, he thinks you do quite well. And so I said, well, every weekend I would go skiing up at Schiff's Mountain in Manzanilla, Michigan. and I was unable to go down this particular hill. And so on this particular day, I went down 15 times without falling. And I came back to Chicago, but I told President Dunn that I had been successful in negotiating this difficult slope at Swiss Mountain. If I could handle the hill, I could certainly handle the political arena. Count me in. And so I ran for state representative, and I served there for 16 years. And then the kind of recorder of deeds for 6. And then Secretary of State for 24 years, the longest serving in the history of the state and the country. And I just believe that when you take on a job, you should take on the responsibility that goes with it. And so I've enjoyed being the Secretary of State. Certainly have enjoyed being the coach and founder of the Jesse White Tumblers team, helping young people to go tall and straight and giving them an opportunity to use idle time in a positive way. When it happens, it's a win-win situation for all of us. And I espouse the philosophy of life that says, do something good for someone every day. And I got that from a fellow by the name of Justice Abraham Lincoln Marovitz.
Well, that's
we really appreciate your public service. Let me ask you one final question. We're hearing so much about the Bears Stadium, right? Is it going to be Indiana? Is it going to be Arlington Heights? I'm just curious, what are your views on what ultimately may happen with the stadium?
They may go to Arlington Heights, or they may go to Indiana. I like Soldier Field. I like the Chicago Bears, and I'd like for them to stay right here.
Yeah, I get it. All right, tell us about your foundation and how people can help or contribute to it.
It's called the Jesse White Community Center and Field House. It's at 412 West Chicago Avenue. It's a beautiful building with a wonderful statue outside of a gymnast. And there are times when I've seen people on the bus ask the bus driver to stop. They get off the bus to take a picture of this wonderful statue and get back on. So it's been a win-win situation for all of us. It's a place where kids can use our time in a positive way. It's a win-win situation for all of us because we teach them gymnastics, we help them with their grades, their scholarship program. We have a trunk program whereby we give out 500 truckloads of school supplies for people going off to college, as well as a computer. And then we give out 500 jackets, winter coats for kids every year. We take kids who are aspiring to become a college student. We take them on a college tour. Last year we went to Nashville, Tennessee, visited Fisk University, Tennessee State, Belmont University, and I think it's Atlanta U. No, my mama was the other one. So we're concerned about putting kids on the right road to success. No drinking, smoking, swearing, dropping out of school, or just like anyone because of race, creed, or color is tolerated. We want to make sure that we put these young people on the right path to success because one day they're going to help run this great country of ours. So it's important for us to do all we can to help these young people to go tall and straight.
Well, we appreciate everything that you've done.
Yes, Jesse. And listen, Jesse, you've been working now for over 70 years. You ever think of taking some time off?
No, I'm 7 days a week. I told you I'm from the military, and I just want to do all I can to help these young people to become positive force in society. And you ask about my foundation. It's visit JesseWhiteFoundation.net for more information.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jesse, for being on the show, and thank you for all your public service. And my driver's license still has your signature on it, so it's about time to get renewed.
And mine has that picture you took too. Which
thanks a lot for that.
Well, based on what you just said, license for life for you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, let's do it again, okay?
All right. Let's.
Thanks.
There he goes.
What a good guy.
Jesse White.
Yeah. I'd love to.
You know, he's 90 this year.
And
he's 90 years old.
But seriously, when you look at the breadth of his work that he's done for the city, it has been, there are tens of thousands of young people who may not be young anymore that benefited from all the youth programs. And
if you've never seen the Jesse White Tumblers, they're
great.
Unbelievable.
They're friggin' great.
They are so good.
For many years, they were better than the teams that they were
without question
were performing for.
All right, we have people to thank. We need to thank Brandon
for scoring us the interview. Thank you, Brandon.
Thanks also to our executive producer, Tony Lasano, with Opie Shows, and Ed Silla, who is the head of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
He's the CEO. Is he the CEO? The COO?
He's the Podfather.
The Podfather.
The Podfather. And Great Talk Radio is not dead, Dave.
No, it's not dead
It's just moved to a better place, radiomisfits.com. And we'll be back again next week with a brand new episode of
Minutia Men Celebrity Interview.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at radiomisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?
Oh,
What?